For this demonstration, we're going to see how we can use UX Sheets for an end-user interface for things like invoices. Now, UX Sheets can be used across the board for many different applications, but this is a good example of what you can go do with UX Sheets. So let's take a look at an invoice application that we have in ServiceNow. In this one, we have two different types of invoices. We have a service invoice and an items invoice. A service invoice is going to be billing for time that is being spent at sites and for things that were being done, whereas an items invoice is going to be an invoice of receipt for items received. So let's take a look at the first one here. Let's take a look at the service invoice. And here's a service invoice. And here's the different things that we're billing, and you can see that we have a lot of different types of formulas on here because we can deal with things with discounts, with flat fees, or things that are rate per, like rated per hour times how many hours. And again, that's the beauty of using a spreadsheet with a calculation engine, is that that replaces a lot of JavaScript programming that you normally have to do in ServiceNow. But we can now do inside of the spreadsheet, test it out before we even deploy it. And when we get the spreadsheet working right, we just import it quickly, as we've seen in our previous demo, import it into UX Sheets, and it's an interface for the end user immediately. So if we're going to go do this and add some more stuff, what would the end user see? Well, again, the nice time and date that we saw before, a description, we can put in anything that we need. How much was it? Well, $125 an hour for 4 hours. We're going to give them a discount of $125 as a first-time customer. And look at that. Everything's being calculated nice and neat for us. Also, as we've seen before, we can actually do a lot of stuff with the list. So for instance up here, if the bill to, we've got a customer base, we don't want to keep typing in the shipping address and the billing address and who's our contact and phone numbers and stuff like that. So we can keep all of that information in related tables up in ServiceNow in another table, and we can just pull that information in as requested on our spreadsheet. So I changed to customer 1. You saw the phone, fax, and all this other stuff changed. Matter of fact, let me change this back over to customer 2, and you can see all the information's being changed. Well, this is awesome. This makes this very easy to use as an end user interface. Well, let's take a look at another example of an invoice. That was a services invoice. This one might be a little bit more, a little simpler because it's just going to be dealing with items. But we all in IT and stuff deal with slips and stuff like that, things that were received, etc. This is a great way of actually being able to deal with that and seeing this all within inside of a form that makes sense to the end user. So, for instance, let's say something was received. Well, what was received? Let's take a look at it. And we got, let's say, some more zippers, and we received 1,000 zippers. Well, that was a lot of money there because a zipper is $1.25 each, and 1,000 is $1,250. Well, where did this 125 come from? Well, it got looked up again in another table inside of our application in ServiceNow, where we're keeping what these item costs are. And we'll see that in just a minute, how we can update that. But you can see how easy and nice this is that no matter what I'm doing here, all of that stuff is the same across the board, $10.50. I'm making sure that everything is consistent, and I don't have to write really complex spreadsheets to have all that information in other hidden forms. This is all being brought down because UX Sheets is a database-aware application. We understand what these fields are, what the lookups are, what the ACLs are, what the user can go do. You just point to it, and the magic is being done by the spreadsheet. So it's the best of both worlds. It's an easy-to-use interface against a real database of ServiceNow. So how did we get these, like the sprockets and the zippers? What happens, let's say, for instance, that we received a spreadsheet from somebody with this extra information here that needs to be updated into our items. Let's go over and take a look at the inventory items. And inventory items, again, is a simple list here that we've all dealt with in ServiceNow. But the problem, again, is, currency we can't really change inside this list. We can add stuff, but we would have to pop up some more windows. So we've added an easy-to-use click over here to say, let's use the spreadsheet view for our inventory items. Well, that's pretty cool. We can also turn around as this grows, want to be able to deal with a lot of information inside this list. We want maybe not to show all of it at one time. So up here we've added a quick little filter, And what we've done is say, well, let's say I just want anything that started with a B. Well, there you go. It's been pulled down to a B, and if I just wanted things with a B and a 2, well, I've really narrowed the list down very quickly. But this is a way I can look through the stuff very quickly and easily, and it's still in a spreadsheet. And that was done because this was a table mapping that had a custom query built onto it tied to these fields, these cells on the spreadsheet. And if anything's in here, then it's being used to actually limit the query of what's being put into this table on the UXsheets UI. Well, I did mention before we got this list of boxes, it looks like, from somebody. So I'm going to highlight this and copy it. Okay. And let's go ahead and put that into our list over here. So I'm going to get down over here and I'm going to hit Control V and paste it into our inventory. And it can't be that simple, but let's take a look. Let's save that. All right, it did save successfully. That's great. Let's leave this and let's go over to our UI of invoice items. And let's go add 10 boxes. Well, there they are. Which box we want? We want, 10 medium boxes. And there's the price that we just pulled in. So you can see using UX Sheets, you can make not only very simple interfaces for the end user, it actually helps with a lot of administration of large data, especially if you're getting data from different sources and you're pulling from spreadsheets and stuff. This becomes very easy because of cut and paste across both applications, the UX Sheets application and Excel. Well, thank you for watching this demonstration. Please check out our other demonstrations about how to use UX Sheets and what you can do with it.